Excuse me, guys. Are you ready? Okay. Shh. Sam. Doctors need some to work out how much medicine to give a child. Okay. So what they do is there are different ways of doing this based on a child's age, weight, or some other measures. We're using what's called Clark's rule. This here is Clark's rule. Okay. It says the child's dose A, the child's dose is C, the adult's dose is A. W is the weight of the child in kilograms. The adult's dose is 125, so that means A equals 125. Calculate the dose for a child weighing 30 kilograms using Clark's rule. Give your answer to the nearest 5 milligrams. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is this: C equals, what's the W value? The W value, anybody? What's the weight of the kid? What weight is he? He's 30 kilos. That's over 68. You're meant to multiply that by A. What's A? 125. You put that into your calculator and you'll find out that it rounds off to 55 milligrams. That's the first question done. They front loaded that to make sure that all the marks went for that. Most of the marks went for that first question. Hey, next one. Another formula for working out the child's dose is called Young's rule. So this one's all about Young's rule, okay? Below are the 3 different descriptions of Young's rule taken from the internet. In each case, write down a formula that exactly matches the description in words. State clearly the meaning of any letters you use in your formula. Young's rule is, what they do with Young's rule is they divide the child's age. So see that? Divide the child's age by amount equal to the child's age plus 12, and then multiplying this answer by the adult's dose. Okay, have we all established that they're definitely going to multiply by the adult's dose? Does that make sense? Now, the next thing after that, the next thing after that is read the question. They want you to divide the child's age. Pick a letter to represent the child's age. Any letter you want. Q. I'm going to pick Y just because I chose Y in my solutions, okay? So, it's going to be Y, okay? And what you have to divide this number by, read the language. Divide the child's age by an amount equal to the child's age plus 12. So, all over Y plus 12. So, the child's dosage equals the child's age divided by the child's age plus 12. Whatever that number is gets multiplied by the adult's dosage. That makes sense? So what you have to write in the corner is this. You have to write down C is the child's dose, Y is the child's age, and A is the adult's dose. Everybody alright with that? Okay. Next one after that. So Young's rule, okay? A rule for calculating the dose of medicine correct for a child's by adding 12. He adds 12 to the age, the child's age. Then he divides it by the sum of the child's age. Dividing the sum by the child's age. So, let's do Y again. Y is the child's age. What do we have to do? Have to add 12. After we add 12, what do we have to do next? Have to divide it by the child's age. Once I get this number, what do I do then? Then dividing the adult dose by the figure obtained. So this number here, I actually have to divide that by the have to get the adult's dose and divide it by this. So it's Y plus 12 all over Y. This was a very difficult question that year. Okay, it's very descriptive. You got to put in letters and you got to follow it to the word. If you can't do that, most students will be in problems with this question. Alright. The next one. So that's the formula for Young's rule, is it? That's a different formula for Young's rule. The next one is the dose of a drug for a child is obtained by multiplying the adult dose by the child's age in years. Okay. What's the adult dose? A. What are we going to multiply A by? Y, because Y is the child's age. Then once we're done with this, so that's the If we're blanking this out, we got the adult dose, we then multiplied it by the child's age. Now we're here. And then we're going to divide the result by the sum of the child's age plus 12. That's what it's asking us to do. So for those who don't know, A is the adult dose. AY means adult dose multiplied by child's age. The line in the middle means divided by. The Y on the bottom means the child's age, and the plus 12 means child's age plus 12. Okay. Yeah, Sam has Q's, so he has AQ over Q plus 12. I have AY over Y plus 12. And you could have P or whatever. Just once it's not an existing letter in the equation. So nobody else uses those letters, okay? Explain why the above three formulas are all the same. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it back. So this formula here, right, this is the last one. This is part 3. Part 3 is AY over Y plus 12. Are you happy enough with that? Now part 2. Does anybody remember back in the day when you had a fraction, a number divided by a fraction? So you did this. 4 divided by 2/3. Does anybody remember what you did with that back in the day? You turned the second fraction upside down and multiplied. Do you remember that from first year? Okay. So anytime you're dividing by a fraction, you can turn that fraction upside down and multiply it. So this is first year fractions, okay? And change it from division to a multiplication. I suggest we do the same thing. See this part here, yeah? That can be rewritten as this. A divided by Y plus 12 all over Y. We then use the trick we learned in first year. So we go A multiplied by Y over Y plus 12. Now, the other thing you got to remember about multiplying fractions is that it's top by top, bottom by bottom. So that would be 12 over 2. Likewise, it's top by top, and then it's technically A over 1, bottom by bottom. So that's going to turn into AY over Y plus 12. So you can actually see that they're actually exactly the same. They're exactly the same formula. They're just two completely different variable descriptions. My other answer for part 1, this is part 1 here, isn't it? Just multiply it out. Y by A, YA over Y plus 12. YA over Y plus 12 is the same thing as AY over Y plus 12. Reason being, Y multiplied by A is the same thing as A multiplied by Y. 2 multiplied by 3 is the same thing as 3 multiplied by 2. Doesn't matter which one comes first. The other thing was, see, that's multiplying a fraction by a number. When you multiply a fraction by a number, it's simply top by top to give you 5 and leave the bottom the way it was. That's all he did. Top by top, leave the bottom as it is. So basically all 3 equations actually turn out to be the same thing. And you'd put all that, everything I just described, you put it in this section here. Is that alright? Now, next one. The adult dose of a certain medicine is 150. Just to be clear about this, okay? In this question, if you only managed to get the first part 2 done, imagine that you didn't get part 2 or 3. You're still able to do the questions further down. You can still do question D without having anything here. Without having any of this done. Just by having part 1 correct, you're still eligible to do all the other parts. Is that alright? So you're still eligible to get all the rest from D onwards. You're still in the game. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. It wants me to use Young's rule. And Young's rule is Young's rule. So it says Young's rule here. Young's rule is C equals, I'll use the very first one, Y over Y plus 12 multiplied by A, which is the same thing as YA over Y plus 12. Wants me to use this rule. What's the adult dose? Can anybody tell me the adult dose? What's the A value? The A value? 150 for the adult dose. Okay. And what age is the child? 6. So all I have to do is this. 6 times 150 divided by 6 plus 12. The dosage for that particular child is 50 milligrams when you put it into your calculator. Just put it all into your calculator exactly as it looks, like 6 by, press the fraction button first, 6 by 150, and then you're going to divide all that by 6 plus 12. Just be good on the calculator with a 50. Okay. Young's rule results in a certain child be given 1/5 of the adult dose of a medicine. How old is the child? Okay guys, if the adult dose is 150, what's the C value? What's the child's dose? How much? 30. What Kane decided to do was he got 1/5 of 150. Because it's 1/5 the size. So you know automatically that the child's dose got to be 30. After you know that the child's dose has got to be 30, you use your formula that's this formula here. I'll just quickly rub that one out for a second and just use this one here. You're basically using C equals YA over Y plus 12. What's the C value? What's the A value? 150. What's the only letter we don't know? Y. And Y represents what? Represents the age of the child. So we have one letter and one equation. Exactly what we're looking to do. So there's a problem here. The problem is they don't have the same denominator. So I'm going to cross multiply up the Y plus 12. So I'm going to get 30 into Y plus 12. Y times 150. Y. 30Y plus 360 equals 150Y. What happens to the Y's? Bring them over one side. And after that, okay, and then what can you do after that? 120Y equals 360. Just quick spin, then divide by 120, and what you get? Huh? 3. That alright? Okay. Now, what we have next is this, guys. Ready? Another rule for working out the child's dose based on body surface area. Lads, body surface area would be if you were to paint somebody completely in paint. How much you have to paint them is your body surface area. It's how much is exposed to the air. Okay? So, what we do is this. The child's dose is the child's body surface area divided by 1.73 multiplied by the adult dose. Okay? So that's what it is. Now, BSA is difficult to measure directly. It's very hard to tell how much surface I have. So these guys came up with a rough chart to do this. So the rough chart is this. You get the height and the weight of the kid. Okay? So you measure his height and you get his weight in kilograms. So as an example, if the kid is a height of 100 centimeters and he has a weight of 16 kilograms, what you do is you draw both these points on their respective scales. You ready? Excuse me? Then you link them both together using a straight line. Where the straight line intersects the middle scale gives you the BSA. Shh. Now guys, what happens here is, do you see the scale here? Yeah? The middle is 0.75. So what does that mean about each little line? Each little line's going to be worth what? Going to be worth 1. So it'd be like 0.71, 0.72, 0.73, 0.74. So it's actually quite difficult to see. So what I'll do is I'll actually just enlarge the scale a wee bit. Okay, so what I'll do is I think it's not that big in the papers either, to be fair to it. So I'm just going to enlarge the scale a wee bit. So what you can see now is that this kid who weighs he's 100 centimeters tall, yeah, and he weighs 16 kilograms. He has a BSA of what's a 67, is it? 2 notches above the 0.65 mark, so 0.67 BSA. Now, what's asked me next to do is find the correct dose for a certain medicine. So the adult dose The A value is 200. How do I know that? Adult dose 200. Use the BSA rule to calculate the correct dose for a child. The child's height is 125 and its weight is 26 kilograms. So what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to go up to 125. So where's 125, guys? Centimeters tall. Where is it? Right there. I then go to 26 kilograms, which is here. I then link them together via a straight line. And then what I can see here is that it crosses halfway between 0.9 and 1. That gives me a BSA of 0.95. 0.94 was it in the notes? I'm pretty happy with my 0.95. Okay, if you wrote down 0.94, we're both getting 100%. Okay, doesn't matter. So what happens next is I have to get the BSA divided by 1.73. BSA divided by 1.73 multiplied by adult dose gives you child dose. Okay, so what we're going to get next is this. Now, BSA, guys. The BSA for this particular kid is 0.95. 1.73 multiplied by the adult dose. What's the adult dose? 200. Put all that into the calculator and the child's dosage turns out to be 110 milligrams. Everybody alright with that? Okay, now this question, fortunately, still isn't over. G. Shh. The following apply in the case of a certain medicine and a certain child. Child is 9 years old. Y value equals 9. Use Clark's rule and Young's rule, both give 90 milligrams a day. Okay, so they give a child dose of 90. The BSA rule gives 130 milligrams per day. Find the weight and height of this child. Okay, what I'm going to do first is I'll start off with Clark's rule. And I have to go all the way back to the very first question. To get marks for this, to even get attempt marks for this, just label the rule and write down the rule they asked for. Okay, Clark's rule. C is the weight of the child divided by 68 multiplied by the adult dose. Okay, the C value is 90. The weight we don't know, but what do we know about the adult dose? The adult dose is what? The adult dose is 210. Where does it tell you that? It's the last drug, is it? It's in the last question. Wait. Oh, I haven't got it yet. That's the problem. So my problem with this equation is this. I don't know the adults. Do I know the adults drug? I don't know two different letters. I don't know them. That means I can't start off with that equation, because there's only two letters and one equation. It's impossible to do. You should only have one missing letter in one equation. It means I choose a different rule. So I'm going to try Young's rule instead. I haven't done anything wrong though, okay? So Young's rule is here. I go back, I look for Young's rule. I now go for Young's rule. Young's rule is C equals the child's age multiplied by the adult's dose, all divided by the child's age plus 12. I know C equals 90. I know the Y value equals 9. And I know that's going to be 9 plus 12. What is 9 plus 12 on the bottom? It's going to be 21. So here's what's going to happen this time. It's going to be 90 equals 9a over 21. Is this equation solvable? Why is it solvable? One missing letter, one equation. It's very much I'm able to do it. Multiply up with the 21. 90 times 21 is 1890. That equals 9 times the adult dose. What is the adult dose then? 1890 divided by 9. Adult dose is 210. Okay? Go back up to where I was. I now know the A value, don't I? The A value is 210. Okay. What I have to do next is this. It's going to be W times 210, which is 210 times W, all over 68. What do I do next? Multiply 68 by 90. When I multiply 60, that's going to be a difficult one now, right? So here's what I have to do. 68 multiplied by 90, and I get 6,120. What do I have to do after that? And then after that? Okay, yep. I think that's what the other guy tried to say. And what we get is... Okay. Shh. So, what we get here is 29.143. You can keep it as that as you want, guys. I'd turn into decimals at this stage. So I'd just go for 29.14 if I'm honest. W equals 29.14 kilograms. Now finally, I now know the weight and I also know the adult dosage. The whole point of the question is find the weight, but I also have to find the height, don't I? Have to find that height. So, finally, what I finally do is the BSA rule. BSA C equals BSA over 1.73 multiplied by the adult dosage. C equals 90. BSA, I don't know what it is, but I know that's 1.73 and I know the adult dosage is 210. We're going to use a letter to represent BSA. Just pick one letter for BSA. Just call it B. Okay? So here's what's going to happen now, guys. You multiply 90 by what, Sean? Okay, and you get 210 B. Then once you do that, so 90 times 1.73, what you get then is you get 155.7, and then you're gonna have to divide it by what? You're gonna divide that by 210. So 155.7 divided by 210 equals B. So what's B equal to? 0. Is not 107. Okay, that's where I went wrong then. Okay, so divide that by 210 and I get 0.74. B is 0.74. That's your BSA. Now guys, look what I have to do next, okay? Here's the real trick here. Is 0.74 BSA and a weight of 29.14. Okay? 0.74 BSA and a weight of, what did I say, 29.14. Go to your weight of 29.14, which is located around here at the 29 mark. Go to your BSA of 0.74. This is an unusual one, because he's actually going to be... Sorry? Shh. Sorry guys, excuse me. Shh. And this last question, sorry guys, that one makes no sense there. The C value is actually 130. That's where I got wrong. So I actually had it right in the notes, but I got it wrong here. So I changed to 155.7, changes to what? I didn't actually have it here, so what's it going to be? It's going to be 130 by 1.73. Excuse me. 224.9. So that 155 changes to what's it? 224.9. My B value changes to what? My BSA value is now going to be 1.07. Excuse me. So this BSA value is now 1.07 instead. So what do I do next with the BSA value? Yeah, so the 1.07 is there, and then I link the two lines together, and then I find his weight is going to be 100. Sorry, his height is going to be 145 centimeters.